Hello, everyone, and welcome to today's webinar, How to Navigate the Virtual Career Expos. My name is Cindy Strobridge, and I'll be your moderator. I'm one of the staff members for the Center for Career and Professional Development, and I'm excited to be hosting this session today. I'm pleased to introduce today's speaker, Stephanie Swanger. Stephanie is one of our CCPD career consultants and our handshake guru. She has presented many webinars, and today she's going to share how to best participate in the upcoming Mercer Virtual Career Expos. Before I hand this presentation to Stephanie, I have a few housekeeping items that I'm going to cover. Today's webinar is being recorded and will be up on our YouTube channel later today. All participants are in listen-only mode. However, we'd love to hear from you during today's presentation. If you have a question for us, please feel free to send it through the Zoom chat box, which is generally located on the right side of your screen. We'll be answering the questions at the end of the session. So without further ado, I'd like to kick things off by welcoming our presenter, Stephanie. Stephanie, over to you.
Well, I would say good morning, but I guess maybe it's good afternoon to everyone. I'd like to thank you for joining us for today's presentation on how to navigate virtual career expos at Mercer University. We are joining this adventure together because this is the first time that the Center for Career and Professional Development has hosted virtual career expos, but we are really excited about the accessibility that this provides to our students and to our alumni, to our employers. We're seeing employers register for our events that typically have not been able to travel to us, and it's given us a lot of flexibility. So we're hoping that this is a platform that we can keep going into the future. But with that, I'm going to go through just that idea of what it is that you can expect from a virtual career expo, how it's going to be a little bit different than maybe what you've experienced in the past, and also just kind of figure out what you need to do to help prepare yourself. So in case you're unfamiliar with our office, we are the Center for Career and Professional Development, and we are here to assist Mercerians to equip and empower them in the lifelong process of career and professional development. We do that by providing customized, innovative, and comprehensive career resources, such as career events, assistance with career documents, networking, job search strategies. So there's a lot of different ways that we can help every student of every degree program at every degree level. Today, we're going to discuss a few different things. So first off, what is a virtual career expo? What can you expect from this new platform? How to get registered for them and how to meet with recruiters. So clearly in this new environment, you're not necessarily going to walk up to a table and wait in line. So how do you get to meet with a recruiter? Then specifically, we're going to jump into how to prepare yourself for this process. So what is a resume book and why you may or may not be interested in participating in a resume book, and then how to prepare your professional documents. So to start things off, I will tell you that this presentation is going to be very visual heavy. At the end of this, we can actually jump into the live platform, but you're going to see a lot of different screenshots from the platform itself. Some of it are live screenshots, and then others we've had to pull from Handshake because they are developing this and they are executing this right now as we speak. So what is the difference between a traditional career expo and a virtual career expo? Well, some of the same things that you can anticipate to engage with are meeting with employers and graduate programs. We have a variety of employers and graduate programs that have registered for our events. And so you are still going to get that same opportunity to meet with them, to learn about their programs, their internships, their jobs, and how that can potentially work into your future career. You're also going to have the opportunity to express interest. What does that look like in a virtual platform? Well, the new part to this is that there's no traveling to campus. You no longer have to set aside a few hours in your day to engage with 1 or 2 employers or even up to 10 employers. You don't have to spend the gas money. You don't have to travel to a campus that may not be your own. So again, as a reminder, our virtual career expos are open to students and alumni, regardless of what program you're in, what campus you attend, what your degree level is, whether you're a first year all the way up to a doctoral program. These events are meant for every single member of our community. And so now we've eliminated that travel piece where you can attend the event that you're interested in and it fits in your schedule. How will you engage? Well, you're going to engage via virtual engagement, which is going to be through video, chat, and audio engagement. So again, instead of walking up to a table, you're going to join a screen share, and it's all going to happen within the Handshake platform. So you don't have to worry about, well, for this employer, I need to click on this Zoom link, or for this employer, I need to come over here to Microsoft Teams and join their meeting in that manner. It is all going to happen via the Handshake platform. You're going to have the opportunity to schedule meetings. So similarly to no traveling to campus, there's going to be no more waiting in lines. You're going to know that at exactly at 1:20, you have a meeting with Geico, for example, and you know that that slot has been set aside for you. So you're going to be able to schedule your meetings. And now we're really excited that we have the introduction of group sessions, where if you're interested in a company, but you're not necessarily ready just yet to schedule a one-on-one with them, maybe you'll attend their group session to learn about their internship opportunities or their career opportunities in employment culture. So again, there's a lot of really unique, fun things that are going to happen with the virtual Career Expo that we've just never been able to implement prior to this point. So what events are we offering this semester? We've got 2 virtual Career Expos that are being offered here in about 3 weeks, or I guess 2 weeks. We have the Healthcare Industry Virtual Career Expo on September 22nd and the All Industry Virtual Career Expo at September 23rd. For both of these events, you will see a mix of employers and graduate programs. So I highly encourage every single student and alumni to attend both events. If you're interested in the healthcare industry, attend that event, but also don't neglect the All Industry Expo. Similarly, if you're interested in, we'll say, business opportunities, well, there's business opportunities within healthcare. So I do want to point out that the Healthcare Industry Expo is for students and alumni that are interested in clinical, administrative, and educational opportunities within the healthcare industry. And then our All Industry Expo is truly intended to encompass all companies from all industries and all graduate programs. So some tips before you get started. How on earth do you get started on this journey? Well, number one, you attend this webinar. So I do sincerely appreciate that. But before the expo, a couple things that you want to do. You absolutely want to register for the expo, and you're going to do that through Handshake. And I'm going to show you here in just a second how to do that. But registration is going to be key, because that's how, number one, you're going to figure out which employers are attending and which ones you want to schedule meetings with. So once you're registered, of course, you want to sign up for meetings, because if you just register and you don't sign up for a meeting, then you're not actually going to get to interact with any graduate programs or employers. You want to update your Handshake profile. This is the way that employers and graduate programs can see your qualifications, see your interest, and really understand who you are as a candidate. So you want to take a few moments to update your Handshake profile, research the companies that are going to be there. Some of them are going to be familiar and you're going to recognize them, and others you may have never heard of before. So make sure that you're researching your companies. And then you want to prepare your opening or your elevator pitch. You're still going to get those opportunities to engage just like you would at a traditional career fair, where you're going to walk up, you're going to say, "Hi, my name is Stephanie Swanger," and you're going to talk through your interest in their company. So you still want to make sure that you're preparing yourself in that manner. So how do we register? Well, first thing is you want to log in to Handshake at mercer.joinhandshake.com. And when you log into the platform, you're going to be greeted with your opening page. And so there's 2 ways that you can get to the events to see the career expos and to register for them. You can click on the large events button that is located in the center of your screen, or you can use the events link that is up in the top menu bar. When you get to the events page, you're going to see a ton of events that are occurring, including those that are hosted by Mercer CCPD, and then those that are hosted by employers and graduate programs. But if you want to narrow it down to just career fairs, you can use the filters up at the top of the screen and click on career fair. And this will minimize and reduce all of the other events and just show you the upcoming virtual career expos. As you can see on my screen, I have registered for both career expos. So you can see on the right-hand side, I have a schedule of events. And so this will happen if you register for other events in Handshake. That will be your personalized schedule to say which events you have declared interest in. Once you reach a Career Expo page, so in this case, I've clicked on the All Industry Virtual Career Expo, you want to make sure again that you register for the event. On this first landing page, you're going to find, as you see on the right-hand side, some general information about this event. You'll see the contact information should you want to reach out to anyone in our office and ask a question about this event. This is also the page where you can gain access to the employers that are attending if you want to see the employers that are coming to this event. But you want to make sure to click the purple button in the upper right-hand corner that says register on this page. I do want to give you a word of caution, and just knowing that registration is still open. So we will continue to see employers register for this event over the next week. So I highly encourage you, between now and the 22nd, when we have that first event, continue to look at the platform, because new employers are being added every day. New employers are adding new events to their schedule. And so if you don't see something you like today, it's very likely you could see something that you like tomorrow. Once you're registered for the event, you're going to be prompted with this pop-up, and it's going to say, basically, thank you for registering. Now, don't forget to register to meet with employers, because again, remember, if you just register for the event, but don't seek out an opportunity to meet with an employer or a graduate program, on the day of the event, you're not actually going to have anything to attend. Now, I will tell you that the events that you are going to see, so the one-on-one meetings that you can do with an employer, or the group sessions that you can do with an employer, are open on a first come, first served basis. So obviously it would benefit you to log into the platform now to see what is available, and then to continue to monitor the platform so that you know when more opportunities are added. But if you find yourself in a position where come the 22nd or the 23rd, you still haven't registered for meetings with an employer, that's okay. You can still log into Handshake and see what appointments are still available, and then attend those group sessions and one-on-ones. You just always have to make sure that you're registering for something in advance. So for example, if I were attending, if the career fair were today and I were attending the virtual career expo, I could register. It's currently 11:13 in the morning. I could register for an 11:30 group session, but I couldn't join a group session that's already happening that started at 11 o'clock in the morning. So you always just can register for things into the future. So when you click that button that says view employer sessions, you're going to be greeted with a page of all the employers that are currently attending. So I've just pulled two different views so you can see what this would potentially look like. You'll see with Geico, they are offering a group session on Geico career opportunities at 10 a.m. in the morning. And then you can schedule a one-on-one. One-on-ones are 10 minutes long, and the group sessions are 30 minutes long. If you look at the Florida International example, you see that they're hosting 3 different group sessions, and each one of those group sessions is themed with something different. So maybe you really want to learn about graduate funding, and so you could elect to attend that graduate funding session and also schedule a one-on-one. So you're going to go through all of the employers and see who it is that you want to meet with. A couple things that you should know if you look at the screen. Your graduate funding session will have opportunities for you to see what they're looking for, what their requirements are, and then you can confirm your attendance. For example, on the one-on-one sessions, you'll be prompted to select your specific meeting time. So there's a couple things for you to keep in mind. During the Career Expo, you still want to dress professionally. This doesn't mean that you have to dress to suit and tie, but you certainly want to make sure that you're presenting yourself. Again, the age-old adage says that you only have one opportunity to make a great first impression. And so you want to make sure that you are presenting yourself professionally when meeting with recruiters and hiring authorities. You want to make sure that you arrive on time. As you can see, that this is going to be a opportunity for you to engage, but when you're limited for 10 minutes, which is about the approximate time you would speak with an employer at their career fair table, you start to lose some of those minutes if you arrive late. So make sure that you arrive on time. When possible, when you're thinking about your video background, you want to select something that's pretty neutral, if at all possible, a blank wall behind you, something that's not too chaotic. You will also have the opportunity to engage with your video off if you are not comfortable in turning on your video, which might work out really well for those of you that are interested in some of the group sessions. Of course, it's a little difficult on video, but you definitely want to maintain eye contact and make sure that you're asking questions to show your interest in these companies. So your personalized schedule. As you can see, I've pulled a stock image from Handshake because I didn't want to take any of the meetings with our employers and prevent you from signing up. So this is an example of what your schedule on the day of the event could look like. Again, a couple things to remember. Group sessions are 30 minutes. Individual meetings are 10 minutes, and this is a 4-hour event. So you are going to be limited in the number of opportunities that you can sign up for. So you definitely want to make sure that you prioritize your top companies first and get those on your schedule, and then explore other available opportunities. The system will prevent you from double booking, so you can't take 2 meetings at the same time. And again, just word to the wise, employers are still creating their schedules. So you might log on today and see that your targeted employer doesn't yet have any meetings, and that's going to be okay. Continue to watch their profile on the Virtual Career Expo page as they begin to build out their schedule. So meeting with recruiters, this is what your video page is going to look like. This is an image from Handshake that shows what it would look like to meet with a recruiter one-on-one and to have that chat window up. Again, so during those one-on-one meetings, you'll have the opportunity to speak directly with a recruiter, where you can ask them questions about the opportunities, their application process, their company culture. Again, those same conversations that you would have at a Career Expo table, but instead through video conferencing. When you join a group session, it will look very similar, except for the fact that the employer will have control of the screen, and they will likely do some screen sharing to be able to show information about their company with an active chat window for all participants. So after the expo, when this is all over, what happens afterwards? Well, of course, you want to send some thank yous and connect with any recruiters that you have met via LinkedIn. Again, extending that cordial appreciation to them about your conversation and to keep that networking connection open. You want to make sure that you follow up on any applications that they have asked you to input, whether that be on Handshake or on the company webpage. And then, of course, watch for future events. Some of these companies will continue to host future recruiting events. And then, of course, CCPD will continue to put together events for your career development as you progress throughout your job, internship, and graduate search process. So next, we're going to talk a little bit about your preparation. When you register for a Virtual Career Expo, you're going to receive a question as part of your registration that says, do you want your resume included in a resume book? And that might be something that's unfamiliar to you. So what is a resume book? A resume book is a collection of student and alumni resumes that is available to employers. You have to opt into this. This is not something that we're going to opt you into. We want to make sure that you feel comfortable sharing your information, and this is something that you want to do, but it does provide additional exposure for students that are seeking opportunities. And so we want to make sure that if you want employers and graduate programs to see your resume, that it's available and it's out there. So you'll need to determine when you register if you want to opt into a resume book. And when you do opt in, you're going to receive some additional information that says that you must have a public resume in the system, and I can show you what that would look like later. And then when you need to have that public resume in the system by. So just understand that you're going to be asked about a resume book, and it is simply usually a PDF of the students who have wanted their information to be in a resume book. Employers will use this after the expo to start to target students and alumni for specific opportunities within their organization. So how to prepare your professional documents? Well, one thing I want you to know, of course, is that CCPD and our staff, we are very happy to help you prepare your professional documents, not only for our Virtual Career Expo, but for anything that you might be pursuing. And so that includes resumes, cover letters, personal statements, writing samples, anything that really pertains to your professional presentation and preparation as you move forward throughout your career. There's a couple different ways that you can do this. You can seek an electronic resume review or professional document review via Handshake. You can schedule an appointment with one of our staff members. And you can also seek guidance on our CCPD YouTube channel. I've pulled an example of a few of the resume videos that we already have out there, but there's a ton of videos in terms of networking and professional preparation, your job search and your documents. And I would highly encourage you to check out that YouTube channel. If you wanted to schedule, or if you wanted to upload a resume for an electronic review, you would, from the login screen of Handshake, you want to click the circle icon on your menu bar in the upper right-hand corner. As you'll see in my example, it has my photo, but if you haven't uploaded a photo to Handshake, it's going to show your initials, but you want to click that circle icon in your upper menu bar. That's going to take you to a drop down on the left-hand side of the screen that you can see where you will select Documents. From there, you'll be taken to the Documents page where you will follow the prompts to add a new document. As you can see on my screen, this is my example. This is my student profile. The document that is marked visible is my public document. So when I would go to pull that resume book is going to include that visible document. You can only have one visible document of each type. So one visible resume, one visible cover letter, and one visible other document, which could be a personal statement, a writing sample, anything that doesn't encompass resumes and cover letters. But again, that is something for those of you that opt into the resume book that I will cover with you via detailed information through email, including how to make it happen and then your deadline for making that happen. If you're wanting to schedule an appointment, you can, again, schedule your appointment via Handshake by clicking either the large Career Center button in the middle of your page or the Career Center link that's in your upper menu bar on the right-hand side. You're going to, if you click that button, you're going to be taken to the Career Center page where you can select appointments, resources, surveys as one of your options, and you want to click Appointments and then schedule a new appointment. What I do want to point out here is that our staff serves all students from all programs and all campus locations, and you are not limited to only meeting with a particular staff member. So when you get to that part where it says choose category, please know that you're not limited. If you're a Macon student, you don't have to pick only staff members from the Macon campus, or if you're on the Atlanta campus, you're not just limited to staff members located at the Atlanta campus. Those designations are where the staff member is located. So for example, I am located under the Macon campus link, but I meet with students from the regional academic centers, from the Atlanta campus, and from the Macon campus. Once you select your category, and again, feel free to play and work through that, you're going to select an appointment type, and then you'll tell us exactly why it is that you want to meet with us. If you're looking for a little guidance on who to meet with and who has a passion for working with which population, I would highly encourage you to visit our website, career.mercer.edu. On the front page, you're going to see you're going to see a grid of options, but you're going to see two of them that are going to be very pertinent to you in your preparation for this virtual Career Expo. The first is the actual virtual Career Expo button, which is going to take you to a page that not only has links, direct links to Handshake and to our events, but also preparation opportunities and ways for you to just kind of prepare yourself for this event. As you'll see, the student success tips. You can also click on the appointments page, which will take you to this grid. And this grid is just a very loose idea of who you may want to meet with. Again, you're not limited to who you can meet with, but we did want to put this out there so that, for example, if you were looking for someone who is passionate about assisting students who are pursuing careers in counseling and therapy, you would know that that would be Kim Meredith and myself. And so maybe you would want to work with one of the two of us. But again, as always, you are always welcome to work with the person that you closely identify with and who matches your learning style. And with that, that's the end of our presentation. I would like to invite you to join us on social media, and we hope to see you again in the near future.
Excellent. Thank you, Stephanie, so much for that wonderful presentation. We already have a couple of questions coming in, so if you do have a question, I want to remind you to go ahead and put it in the Zoom chat box. Our first question is regarding summer internships. Do you think some employers attending the expos in the 2 weeks will be looking to hire or looking for summer internships?
Absolutely. And so this is actually a conversation I had with one of our employers yesterday. Some of our employers who attend this event have actual opportunities that they are looking to recruit you for to start immediately after graduation. They are going to tell you, we have a business manager position that is going to be open in May, and we want you to apply right now. Other companies are going to be doing some general recruitment where they're going to start to tell you about, well, here are the summer opportunities that we have. Here's the internship opportunities we have. And those applications will open on X date. So yes, there are definitely going to be companies that are already looking for summer internships. We know that some companies start both of their employment hiring and their internship hiring in the fall, because they know the longer that they wait, the more likely that their top candidates are going to have already secured other internship opportunities. So you will see spring and summer internship opportunities available at this Career Expo, and then also at our spring Career Expos next semester.
Wonderful. Now, for a resume, if a student is unsure that their resume will be ready for the expo, what is your advice for them? Would you advise them to still attend and talk to employers? Yeah, that was the question.
Yep, absolutely. So I'm going to go ahead and open something up because I want to be able to show each of you what's going on with our web page. And so hopefully you can see my screen with our web page. Is that correct, Cindy?
Yes, I see it.
Okay, perfect. So yes, 100%. I would always encourage you to attend the event. If you are a first-year student just getting started in the career development process, please attend. If you're a junior or senior already starting to make your future career plans, please attend all the way up through the doctoral level. Even if you feel you're not ready, there are still ways that you can engage. And so prime example would be, I'll make up a fictitious Mercer student. I'm a sophomore. My resume isn't quite ready. I don't think I'm looking for internship opportunities yet, but I want to learn about companies. So maybe I attend the virtual career expo and I only sign up for group sessions. Or maybe I find my top employer that sounds like they have a really amazing opportunity and I only schedule 1 or 2 one-on-one meetings, as opposed to maybe that senior who is active in their career search process and will build out a full schedule. One thing I did want to show you, kind of going back to that idea of what if my resume is not ready? Well, number one, let us help you get there. And so there's a couple different things. I mentioned that you can seek a resume review, but if you're building your resume for the very first time, I want to draw your attention to the fact on our webpage, we have resume and CV guidance linked right from the very front of our webpage. And so here you're going to see a number of different things. I want to draw your attention to this checklist right here. When you click on it, it will open up a PDF document that has a checklist. Literally, your margins should be this size. Your font size should be this. You should use this type font. Make sure you include your education. And it's going to walk you through things that you need to consider as you're building your resume. Additionally, if you go to the additional resources and samples, we have a number of sample documents. So if you're just one of those people that you're like, gosh, I just don't know where to get started, take a look at one of the sample documents to kind of get that ball rolling as you're developing and building that first resume. And then once you're ready for someone to take a look, I will tell you, just with the workload and the fact that we're getting so close to the career expos, you're going to get quicker feedback on your document through an electronic review. So if you're looking for quick feedback, put it into the electronic review. But if you're that person that needs to hear it and feel it and see it, definitely make an appointment so that we can get you the education that you need in order to be ready for the event.
Excellent. Now we have a freshman who is actually required to go to the expo because of their UNB 101 class. I'm so excited that they're going, even though it's a requirement. I'm glad their professor decided to do that. So they're curious, what should their approach be as a freshman?
Absolutely. Number one, thank your professor because they are already setting you off on the right foot and getting started in your career development process. And so that is one thing that I do want to make sure that is very explicitly stated, is that your career development starts from day one, as soon as you step foot on the Mercer campus. Don't wait until your junior or senior year to start getting involved with career expos or with building your first resume. Let us start with you on day one, so by the time that you need to engage in the process, you're ready to go. As a first year, one of the things that I would do is I would make sure that I attended at least 1 or 2 group sessions so that you can start to hear more about employers or graduate programs. I have students all the time that'll say, well, I might be interested in graduate school, or I might want to work after school. I'm not really sure. Don't eliminate anything yet. Attend, maybe you see a graduate institution or a graduate program. Well, I've always been interested in pharmacy, but I don't know much about pharmacy. So let me go to this info session about what it means to apply for pharmacy school. Or I'm not really quite sure what it is that Geico does, but what are the opportunities that are available with Geico? Start off by at least signing yourself up for 1 or 2 group sessions. Look at the employers that are attending and the graduate programs that are attending, and see who interests you. And if you're truly one of those students that you're like, I'm just undecided and I don't know what I want to do, then just pick something that sounds fun. But get involved and get engaged, because I can't tell you how many students will go to a career expo. They'll see 80 employers, 80 graduate programs there, and programs and employers that they had no clue existed. And so on a whim, they stopped by a table because the employer looked inviting and said, hey, come on over here, let me tell you about our opportunities. And then all of a sudden they have found a new career field or a new graduate program that they had never considered before.
That's great advice, Stephanie. We have another question about a resume, but it's actually regarding the Robins Air Force Base. So do you know if the base prefers resumes in the federal resume format or just a general format?
Yes, and so I think it depends on what you're applying for. I will tell you, when I have worked with our Robins recruiters before, one thing that I will tell you just right off the bat, make sure that your GPA is on your document. If there's one thing I've heard from the Robins Air Force Base recruiters, it is that if it's not on your document, they're going to ask you to put it on your document. So make sure that your GPA is on that document, because that is something that they require through their process. If you're applying for full-time employment, and you've had no connections with them, so you didn't do an internship with them, this is your first exposure to them, most definitely it's going to benefit you to use the federal resume format. However, in terms of, we'll use as a virtual career expo, our Robins recruiters are very knowledgeable that most of our students and alumni who are developing their idea of what it would mean to have a federal career have no clue that there's even a federal resume format. And so our recruiters that attend these events understand that when it comes to internships and some of these entry-level positions, they're not going to see that resume, that federal resume development that they usually see if you were applying cold. So that was my answer. Yes, and it's going to benefit you to use that format, but if you've never been exposed to a federal resume format, that is okay. For the purposes of this event, I would highly encourage you to get a well put together document, and then one of our staff members or even one of their recruiters can assist you with what that would look like if you wanted to use a federal resume format, because it is very different than a traditional corporate resume format.
Now, going back to how to register for the expo, since we have our main webpage pulled up, could you also pull up Handshake and perhaps walk us back through? We have a student who's having trouble registering, and I just want to make sure they can seamlessly see that process.
Absolutely. So let me get into Handshake and get to the student side real quick, because our sides definitely look a bit different. So again, once you are logged into Handshake, this is what your landing page is going to look like. And you're going to have access to a number of different things. But the easiest way to get to the events is to either, again, click on events up here. This top menu bar is stagnant and it will stay there on every page. This is just your front landing page. So as soon as you leave this page, these big buttons on the front are going to leave. But if you click into events, again, you're going to get just a number of events, some that are hosted by us, for example, this event that we're having right now, and then some that are hosted by employers. So again, this event that's happening later on today is being hosted by the Arlington County Police Department. And so if you want to narrow this down to career fairs, you can click up here to career fair, and it's going to narrow it down, and you can see the career fair options that are open to Mercer students. Again, I'm already registered for both of these events, as you can see over here on the right-hand side, but I'll show you what it looks like. So we'll go into the virtual career expo. I'm going to unregister myself. And so this is what your screen is going to look like. Again, if you scroll down, you get some of that basic information, and you can start to see information on the employers attending. And if you click this link, it will show you all employers that are attending. But you would come up here and click register. The only thing that's going to be different between your registration process and what I just demonstrated on this screen, as you'll notice, I did not get that question about the resume book that I had talked about during our presentation. And that is because I've already answered that question when I registered the first time. And so it's not asking me that question again because it already knows my preference. But again, once you register, you're going to get this screen where you can click on the View Employer Sessions, or if you ever come back to the screen, this is exactly what you're going to see. You're going to see available sessions. So again, I'll use Alabama College of Osteopathic Medicine. You'll see they haven't set up their sessions yet. So this is what I was talking about during the presentation about making sure that you're patient, that we've got lots of employers that are still working on getting their sessions into the system. And that's going to happen in numbers over this next coming week. So jump in, register today, jump in and see what's already available, but then give yourself a few reminders between now and then to jump back in and see what else is going to be available in the coming weeks.